And it's Ken Kraetzer for Sons of the American Legion Radio and RallyPoint.com at West Point. The Army football team is now officially in its second week of summer practice. Players have had pads on the last couple of practices and getting set, as a coach Jeff Munkin said, for a scrimmage practice on Saturday, which will be a chance for some of the players that are working on trying to get positions on the team, a chance to be evaluated and a chance to show what they can do in the Army offense, on defense, and also on special teams. Talked a little bit with Jackson Deaton, the offensive guard from Texas, and then also Connor Slumpka from Pennsylvania, running back. Why is guard so important to an option offense?
It's mainly a lot of getting movement on noses, getting movement on two eyes that are on top of you, just kind of getting those initial 18 inches to get the fullback going. Because once you get the fullback going, then the whole option can run. You know, they won't always play the pitch. They have to stop the fullback, and when they have to stop the fullback, then the quarterback and pitch can work. So that's why it's really important for the guards to be kind of a little bit bigger than the tackles, and the tackles to be a little bit smaller but more agile and athletic to get out in open space for the pitch.
Okay, very good. Now tell us a little bit, where are you from? What part of Texas are you from?
So I'm from a suburb of Dallas, Frisco, Texas. It's grown a lot over the years. When I left, there was like 8 high schools. Now there's 10. The Cowboys moved there. It's one of the fastest growing cities in America. So, but yeah, it's a nice little town. I remember it as, but that's kind of where I'm from. I went to Frisco High School, which we ran the triple option wing T offense there too. So it's been good being from Dallas, you know, being from Texas, the greatest country in the world. So.
Good. So it's been awesome to get out here with the team today. And for this whole week, we've all been pushing each other really hard. I think this year, even opposed to last year, it seems like guys are stepping it up even more and just really pushing each other every day.
Okay, tell us a little bit about, you're going to be a junior. I know all the sophomores had field training this year. What was some of your summer training activity?
So for mine, my leadership detail was SLE. It's a summer leadership experience, and that's when the high schoolers come up and we pretty much give them a taste of West Point in a week. And we have to do that for 2 sessions. So that's what I did, and it was really fun to, you know, kind of experience what it's like being a leader, because it's our first role as actual being in a leadership position. So that was really interesting, and then getting to know all the kids was fun.
Well, we went full gear on Monday of this week, and then today we won't be in full gear again until Saturday. So it's kind of on one day and off the other, and it really just gives us an opportunity to play football sometimes during practice. And I think that's important for us to block and try to knock people to the ground and get people to the ground on blocks below the waist, and then to tackle and for everybody that carries the ball to get used to being hit and being tackled. So it's good work for us. We're not spending the entire practice doing that, but there's periods of it that I think are valuable. And then Saturday we'll dedicate most of Saturday to doing scrimmage type drills with both sides of the ball.
I had a chance to talk a few minutes with Jackson Deaton, your big guard, and tell us a little bit about how the offensive line is shaping up. You got Bryce Holland at center, is going into his 3rd year as a starter, but you got some new players you got to work into the starting roles.
There's some new ones. Jackson started some games. Shuford has started some games. Mike Johnson started a bunch of games. He's back off of ACL surgery from a year ago. Alex Herndon, who was out this past year, he's played some 2 years ago. And so there's some guys that have some experience, just not anybody that's been a full-time starter all year long. Mike Johnson's probably the guy that's closest to that next to Bryce. So I think there's enough guys there that have played that we feel comfortable, but as you know, it's hard to keep those guys healthy throughout the course of one game, much less the entire season. So we're going to have to get some of those guys that are less experienced prepared to play.
And just thoughts on aspects that you'll be focused on next couple of days and going into what I guess will be an important practice for you on Saturday.
Really just trying to get our guys to be able to execute offensively, defensively on the special teams at the fundamental levels, not anything real fancy or real deep in the playbook. We just want to see who will block and tackle and execute their assignments correctly. And it'd be a good evaluation day on Saturday. The coaches will be on the sideline. It'll be much more game-like than practice is, and we'll probably find out a lot.
Army coach Jeff. And good to hear from Jackson Deaton and Connor Slomka of the Army football team, and the head coach, Jeff Bunkin. And so for all the members of the American Legion and the subscribers to rallypoint.com at the U.S. Military Academy, this is Ken Kraetzer.